Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I still have absolutely no idea what I'm going to call this video. So it started off as galaxy inspired and then kind of just went its own way. So not really sure how to describe it. It's still a little bit atmospheric in my opinion. Kind of looks like stones, but I absolutely love the way it came out. And let's get into the tutorial. So I've already got my base on, because otherwise this video would have been at least 3 hours long. So I'm going to bake underneath my eyes with the Kat Von D Lock-It setting powder, and I'm just applying this with a damp Real Techniques makeup sponge, because I'm going to be going in with a lot of shadows, a lot of different products, and I don't want to run any risks. Alright, so I'm going to start off in my crease with Meow from the Kat Von D Pastel Goth palette. I think I'm using a MAC 217. This might be a Morphe brush, but I'm just going to basically build this up in my crease the way I do with like every single look. You guys know the deal. It starts off pretty much the same way, but I am going to get a little smoky because I'm going to start distilling with other bright colors as we get into the crease. Okay, now I'm going to take Dope and I'm going to start creating a little bit of a progression on the lower lash line. And then I'm taking that on a more concentrated brush. I think this is the Morphe E18 or E17, and I'm going to be focusing this more in the very center of the lid. So really building up that blue and then blending it into the purple color that we laid down first. Alright, I'm taking the Marc Jacobs Highliner in the shade Out of the Blue, and I'm going to place this in my waterline. And then I'm going to pick up the Smashbox Bold Cover Shot palette, and I'm going to be picking up Poolside on the Morphe M507 brush. This is a very concentrated little crease brush, and I'm just going to set that liner in my waterline and then kind of blow it out onto the lower lash line. So I'm blending into that initial blue that we laid down. Then I'm going to pick up No Shame, this purpley color, on the Morphe Y21 brush, and I'm going to start defining, I really don't know what led to this, but I'm going to start defining my under eye bag. Yeah. Now I'm picking up Black Moon, this is a single shadow by Colored Raine, and I'm going in with that same tiny blending brush by Morphe, and I'm going to really concentrate this in the very center of the lid, so I'm really pushing this into my crease. So after going in with that black, I'm just going in with the shadows that I laid down first on a fluffier brush to blend it out. That's the easiest way to blend. I get a lot of questions about that. Going back in with lighter shades after you go in with the darkest really helps with the blending process. Now I'm taking the Eyedeal Duo by Dose of Colors. This is in Stellar. And I'm going to be laying down the cream base first all over the lid with my Morphe, I'm using a lot of Morphe brushes, Morphe M205 brush. And then I'll be picking up the Pigment on, it's a Dose of Colors brush. It came in their new little eyeshadow palettes, like the browns, what's it called? Baked Browns palette. And I'm using that to place that all over the lid. If you're interested in these products, definitely be taking notes because I go through a lot of them. I'm going back in with that small tapered blending brush and black and just kind of defining that a little bit more. I started to lose the contrast, so I wanted to bring it back. And then always going in with a fluffier blending brush to blend around the edges. Right now I'm going to be mixing Fling and Clementine, and I'm going to be applying that with a similar tapered blending brush. And rather than go in with a blush, I just decided to use Kitty Cat from the Anastasia Glow Kit with Nicole Guerrero. And I am applying this with my Makeup Weapons, I believe it's the 1.2 brush. I'm grabbing No Shame again and just kind of, I don't know, accentuating that wing on the outer corner for some reason, and then blending it up into the blues. And then I'm taking Kitty Cat again and placing that in my inner corner because I didn't really like the matte look. And now I'm picking up Forever Lit on my Morphe Y14 brush to highlight the high points of my face. If it seems like I'm jumping around a lot, it's because I am. I didn't know what I was doing. I never know what I'm doing when I go into these creative looks, so I do a hell of a lot of hopping around. And then I wanted to add a little bit more dimension to that highlight, so I'm picking up Supernova by Artist Couture, appropriately named, and I'm using that same brush. I'm just going to kind of place it around Forever Lit to add a bit of a duochrome effect. And then, you know, you gotta hit your collarbones pretty much everywhere else. If my face is glowing that much, I mean, come on. Also, just look at that color. It is beaming. I was really worried that the camera wasn't going to pick up the intensity of this color, but it looks pretty dead on. I'm grabbing Vivid Blossom and Vivid Sapphire. These are the NYX Vivid Bright Liners. Honestly, I'm just gonna go back and forth with these things. You're gonna see them a lot. I'm just dotting these in the area of the shadow where the value matches, so as to add a little bit of dimension, but I didn't want them to stand out too much. I didn't want them to just look like a bunch of dots. Then I'm taking Bump. This is the Razor Sharp Liner by Urban Decay. Just a white matte liner. You've seen me use it before. And I'm going to be highlighting my inner corner, and then, like I said, same thing, sticking with the values here. And you'll be seeing this guy pop up again too. To line my lips, I'm using that same Mark Beauty highliner. And then I'm going in with Anastasia Paint Liquid Lipstick. I wanted to add a little bit more dimension, so I'm grabbing the NYX Matte Liquid Liner and doing the same thing. Keeping it in the areas where the values match. And I'm taking the City Color blending brush just to blend out those dots, because I didn't want them to be that defined. And then I'm grabbing the NYX Prismatic Shadow, this is in the shade Blue Jeans, and placing this in the center of my eye, which is gonna get totally covered up. But I was thinking like maybe a halo thing, I don't know. And then I'm placing this in the center of my lips as well. Now I'm grabbing Superstar and Shortcake. These are also by Colored Raine. I have absolutely no method to this. I just placed them wherever my little heart desired. Like I said, going in with shadows, going in with the Vivid Brights liners. I'm all over the place. There's no method. I decided to intensify those shadows a little bit, or I tried to anyway, so I grabbed the Mehron, I don't know how to say that word, mixing liquid. And then I'm picking up the Pat McGrath Labs Silver 005 Pigment. And I'm doing kind of the same thing. I'm mixing it with the mixing liquid and just kind of, you know, placing it around. This is where it started to get a little atmospheric, and then it started to seem like stone. Now that those areas on my lid are dry, I'm picking up a little bit more of those colored Raine shadows and setting those areas. Now I'm grabbing that NYX liquid liner again, and I'm just going to start drawing in dimension around, especially focusing it around the outer corners of the eyes. Again, no method to this, just wherever I really wanted to put it. I have no idea what I was doing. It's sort of like graffiti as well. And then picking up a bump and just intensifying those highlights a little bit. I think an important thing to keep in mind if you're attempting a look similar to this is, rule of thumb really is to keep the dark shades on the outer part and the highlights or the light shades in the center. It really creates dimension and a 3D effect, and it honestly just ends up being more aesthetically pleasing to the eye. After I went in with a few coats of mascara, I decided to go in with the Flutter Lashes in number 637. There's no name on the box, that's all I got for you, 637. And then I'm just going to set my face with the Kat Von D Lock-It Setting Mist. Alright guys, that is it for this look. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, I had no idea what I was doing, but that's how I always come up with the best looks, honestly. I encourage that you just sit down with a bunch of random products and go for it. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to share and subscribe. And comment down below if you would try something like this, or if you want to see more creative, out-of-the-box kind of looks like this. Sort of where I started, sort of what I love. Not so into the skincare routines and stuff like that. I know you want to see them, I get it. But you're probably going to be seeing more of this kind of stuff popping up. Again, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you in the next one.